Hello, hello from West Dorset. It's actually quite nice. It's quite warm. It's baking in the greenhouse already. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how I'm going to grow some carrots this year. I'm going to plant them and, well, I'm going to start them off in egg trays so that they're going to be spaced equally. There's no thinning involved, and when they start to show I can just pop them in the ground. So these this just makes sense. Anyway, so we'll crack on. I'll show you how to do the egg cartons and get them ready for seed, etc, etc, and then we'll come back down here to the plot again. I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking Tim's gone mad. Egg trays for growing carrots in. And also the reason for doing it is that's actually it retains moisture in the cardboard, and you can start them off inside. As soon as you see them sprout, you put them out. Also, you get perfect spacing. So I'll show you what I do. So I don't know if you can see all this. We'll have a look. Anyway, right. So basically, you get a dibber or something like this, and you make a hole in the bottom of the egg tray, and carry on making a hole in the egg tray right the way through until you've got loads of holes. And then what you do is cut them down into little lengths, like so. So I've got, what have I got in there? 6, 12, 18, 24. There's 30 in there. So that's 30 carrots. And the thing is once you've got them filled up with compost, and you can then pop your seeds in, wet them down, and then they'll germinate. So I'll just go and get some compost and we'll be right back. Right, so basically what I've done is I've actually put some very finely sifted Grow More multi-purpose compost in the egg cartons. I've left them a little bit proud because they're going to sink when I water them. So it really is just a matter now of giving them a good soaking and getting the seeds in. So we'll find the watering can. And I mean soak it, because that cardboard will draw the moisture out of the compost, something rotten if you don't. What I'll do later on is I'll actually check to see if it's drying out, and if it is, I'll put it in a water bath and let it soak up from underneath as well. But now for demonstration purposes, I'll do what I'm doing now. So nice and simple really. You need to put some little divots in them. Don't want to go too deep. They will find their way up through, but if you put them too deep, then they're going to struggle. You know, and also if you put them too deep, they're just going to head for that hole in the bottom of the egg carton, and then you're going to end up with trouble from the roots getting bent. But like I said earlier on, the logic of the game is if you keep them in the greenhouse or somewhere warm to germinate them, as soon as you see the first little bit of green starting to show, then you need to move them on. And I'll show you what we do to move them on in a few minutes. I'm just going to sow some seeds now and cover them up, and then we'll go down the garden. So there we go, that's the fiddly job done. There's the seeds in, and yeah, I've been a bit mean. I've put one in each hole. Not that I'm tight, I'm careful. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some very fine vermiculite that I put through the food processor. It really does make it nice and fine, and cover the seeds up. And by doing this, you can see the moisture levels of the compost. If the vermiculite starts to dry out, you know it needs a little drink. So quite easy, just going to fill up the holes, fairly well filled up, and the carrots will come on up through that. Nice and simple. Couldn't be easier really, could it? I like easy. I know it seems a bit of a faff just to grow carrots, but the thing is, at the end of the day, you end up with carrots that are equally spaced. You ain't got no thinning to do. So you've actually saved yourself ages of being on your hands and knees thinning out carrots. Dead simple. So we'll trundle on and finish this, and then we'll go down the garden. I'm going to show you how I plant them in a raised bed, because then I ain't got to bend down. But you can put them in the ground if you want. I don't like putting them in the ground anymore. They find a splinter, they fork off, and you end up with a carrot that's inedible because you can't peel it. So I grow them in soft compost now. No sand added, just good compost. Stuff that's been homemade, bit of mushroom compost, all sorts. There you go. Job's a good one. All we got to do now is go down the garden. See you in a minute. Right, seeds sown. I'm going to leave them in the greenhouse because I don't want to really bring them out here and mess them around, because I'm going to start them in there. But what I'll do is I'll show you on this raised bed how you plant them once they're starting to go. It is actually quite straightforward. You probably already guessed. So the nice thing about it is that if you've started them off, like I said, all you got to do is scoop out a little channel, like so. Pop the egg carton in with your seeds. Give it another watering, and away they go. And then you just pull the compost back round them, and we'll see what the results are like later on in the year. So there we go. Nice easy project for you today. Keep on gardening.